This is a video I am happy to do because I've been asked numerous times about this very faux pas thing that all the ladies have been getting into, and I'm going to debunk why it's not bad. We were led to believe for too long that this would be a really bad idea, and though there are some do's and don'ts, overall, I wish to God I had done this years ago. I really do. I don't know who told us it was bad or why we listened, but I am so happy that some of us challenged it and that it made its way into my life, because it is one of the biggest things that has changed the way my makeup applies, the way I feel about my complexion. I swear my products work better because they can really sink in. No fuzzies, no fuzzies. We don't have to live with fuzzies, ladies. And we don't have to rip our hair out of our face either. Though if you do that and you like it, there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with that. I myself I'm just not all about that. So today we will walk you through the steps of how I do it. And I'm gonna throw in just little bits and pieces for you to know that you don't need to figure out on your own like I did. And so it'll make it a little bit easier for you. So the first thing you wanna make sure you do is, and I have a shower, which I have done. Then you wanna make sure you exfoliate, nothing too crazy and hard. I'm talking like a gentle exfoliation. I can handle a bit more because my skin barrier is quite strong these days. That's for another video as to how to get yours there. But if you have sensitive skin, maybe even skip this step because razoring is something that is already a little bit exfoliating. But I do find if you get rid of dry skin, it is a bit of a better outcome. So I've already done that. My favorite way to do it is a little bit of Bamboo Renew, all by LimeLife of course. Bamboo Renew and Scrubtini. Just a very gentle paste mixed with water, 50-50, and then I kind of go to it. Once I get out, okay, now there's two schools of thoughts. Either you could do it dry, like full dry razoring, which I've done. Jury's still out which one I like more, I'm not sure. The second way is to use some sort of facial oil or thing like that. Now, some people use due date. I used to, but I've gotten away from it because once I would put the due date on, do my shave, then I would have to basically wash that off to then put on my products because due date is a heavier, like last layer type of oil. And so I didn't want to put it underneath my skincare. So what I do, and I find works wonderfully, is I just take some One Drop Wonder because it is one of the first things I apply to my skin anyway, so I can just leave it. And I've already done it, so I'm gonna just show you kind of a mock way I do it. It's probably absorbing already. So I just take a couple drops onto my palm, and then you can either take water, I take rose water, it's just pure rose water. If I can benefit my skin with everything I put on it, I try to. Give it a couple of spritz, just to make it a bit wet, mix the two together, and then I just kind of apply it like this. And it just kind of makes the One Drop Wonder spread in much better. And if you've never heard of these products, oh my goodness, I cannot cram it into this video. They are game changers though. They really are. They have changed everything about my skin. Okay, so while that is on my face, now we're gonna talk about the type of razor and the only type I use, which is the Tinkle. I get these off of Amazon. They're not very pricey, but you do wanna make sure that you're not getting a knockoff. I think I've read some stuff that the knockoffs don't feel right, they don't look the same. I can share my link, I'll probably do that in there. I don't profit from Amazon, so don't think it's because of that. Okay, so the Tinkle razor, the reason why I like it so much, it's always sharp, it doesn't pull on my skin, it's a high quality blade. I have tried other ones that I picked up at like Winners or other cheaper stores that were absolute garbage. The result was not the same, my skin hurt, I had razor burn. Just spare yourself, don't do it. Trust me on that one. You'll think like, oh, I can get a cheaper one. These are pretty cheap, but no, you're gonna pay for it. Trust me, I did the same thing. And then you're gonna wanna make sure you're only using one razor per time. I know some people probably 2 or 3, but your results are never quite as good. Use a fresh razor every time. Some people will shave every week, depending on your hair growth, and sometimes they'll shave, they'll last as long as 3 weeks if you have really light hair. Before I even show you this, and I'm so sorry I have to give this introduction or interlude because it's really important. You need to know these things. It does not grow in black. It does not grow in thicker. It does not grow in stubbly. just gonna spare you the concern, because I know the whole part until this moment, you've been like, yeah, but I don't wanna get stubble, oh my goodness, all that. No, it's not a thing. And I have dark hair, I should say thick hair. Like my hair it's not super blonde and fluffy. It's not one of those deals. If it was to grow back in thick, it would have on me. The only thing I do know based on research is you don't want to use your husband's razor. It's a different experience. There's often 2 or 3 blades, and the way that it pulls a hair out of your pore, because of the first razor kind of pulls it up, the second razor kind of pulls it forward, and the third razor gives it a good slice, and then the hair kind of retracts back into the pore. So that's why the single razor method is the only way to go, because that, in essence, on your face, which has gentle pores, could create stubble and things like that. Men's skin is different, their hair growth is different, and they do get stubble and things like that and issues, but with this, I have never had that issue. The only thing you may run into, and sorry this is so long, there's so much to tell you, the only thing you may run into is that your first few times you do it, because you're not used to your skin being so intensely smooth and soft. I remember, like I had a hair literally just kind of go poof on my skin, and I was like, whoa, is there a bug on my skin? Like it was so sensitive that I was like, every time my little hair touched my face, it was like I had something landing on it. It does go away. I don't remember how long, a couple months maybe? I don't know, maybe it was a couple weeks, I can't remember, but I don't notice it anymore. I feel like your skin gets used to it and it gets better as you go. I have 0 regrets. The only thing I regret is that I did not do it sooner, because it is so much, like the myths are just horrible and not true. Okay, let's jump right into this. So I'm gonna show you how I do it. There's probably different ways, it's just what works for me. Okay, now I'm gonna show you basically from here to there. Do you need to shave your forehead? Probably not, because there's not a ton of hair. But I'll tell you why I do it. It is because we do get a little bit of like fuzzier hairs around in here and kind of around in here. And when you put your foundation on, if the rest of your face is perfectly smooth because you've done this, and you don't do that, you might actually see a little bit of the foundation catching in spots where you didn't shave, or it might just look a little bit uneven. And just to spare it, because this is a little bit of an exfoliating tool as well, I do my whole face. Just like I believe dermaplaning, that's what they do. I've never had it done, so I'm not sure. But this is what I do, and I aside from shaving my husband live in a video just for fun, I tried to shave his forehead and he was like, what are you doing? I'm like, yeah, I forgot that you guys don't do that. But anyways, we do. Here we go. So I generally start, I'm not sure why here, but I tend to start around in here, around my cheekbones, and then I kind of work. You want to make sure your blade goes with the hair growth. So I'm just going to make sure you don't want to get your own hairs from your head. So I always try and tuck them away. Then it's ideal to have yourself like a cotton round or something like that to wipe your blade off of, or a towel. I'm gonna get nice and close so you can kind of see here. Okay, so I always start, and you can kind of just, if your skin is really wrinkly, you might want to pull it a bit taut in areas. I'm going to show you how all that works. So you kind of just go down in little swipes like that. And I kind of go right underneath my chin, down to there, wipe it off. Every time, and there's like, see that line already? That was just one swipe. And then I keep going like that. Just make sure you don't get your lashes or anything crazy. Then I switch to about there, still going down, but so that I can still kind of get it in those nice little swipes. Wipe it off. And then I kind of come down on my nose like this. And this is really gonna help to slough off the dried skin or anything on your nose. And you just wanna make sure you keep going downward. It does get your circulation going, so you will get a bit red. So, okay, when you kind of come around the mouth area here, just open your mouth and go. And then, okay, getting around in here. Along the lip. You will be shocked what comes off. I mentioned the aftercare right after I'm done. And so when I do my forehead, and I'm only gonna show you this half, you don't need to see me do my full face, you get the idea. So I'm gonna just make sure my hair, so I kind of come down like that, right up into my brow. When I get close, you just want to make sure you're nice and straight, going right up to your brows. And it's nice, you can actually make your brows a little bit more sleek up top. And then I just pull it around. And so if you have a little bit of forehead lines, you just want to pull your forehead back a little bit. So you can kind of smooth over that. Like that. And then, yes, I do my nose. So I kind of come through the middle like that. And straight down. Because we do have a lot of little hairs on our nose that foundation really catches in. And then I would just proceed and do the other half. Now you can do this area here if you have hair there you want to get rid of. And brow-wise, like if you want to get under here and do a little bit of brow carving, just to clean up those little like fuzzies, it works perfectly. And so because I only use this one time for my face, I do keep it to use a couple times under my brow just for like little cleanups, like that. And then once I'm done doing my entire face, I kind of give it a little bit of a cool water wipe with a cloth. And then I proceed with my skincare. So I'll put my One Drop Wonder on. If I'm feeling hot, I'll put Cool Balm on, more so as a serum, just because it's really cooling and it feels so good. And then I'll proceed with my Sotoks. Depending how sensitive you are, you could skip Sotoks that day. In the beginning, I don't know, I might have done that because I was worried. And then I complete with my skin therapy. Now, ideally, I would recommend you doing it in the evening so that you have all night for your skin to settle. And then you can put your makeup on in the morning. The thing is, if you put makeup on right away, it's a bit sensitive, your skin. I would just say, if you can try not to, give yourself at least a couple hours before you put your makeup back on. And if you can, overnight is better, but it doesn't always work out. Sometimes you forget and you gotta go to something and you're like, oh my God, I need to do my skin. So I've done both and I can't remember. I just remember thinking I shouldn't do it this way. It just didn't feel the right move. Okay, so I think that's it. I don't really think I have anything else to add to that. If you have any questions, you can ask in the comments. If this was helpful, please give it a like so I know that. It's my only way to confirm if I'm heading in the right direction with people. And I wish you guys well. And that first time you put on foundation after, I am telling you, you are gonna just like, you'll have a hallelujah moment. You'll sit there being like, oh my God, oh my God. Like I probably did that like 15 times. I was so excited. I was like, this is a game changer. Oh my gosh, why did I wait so long? Anyway, I've been doing it for a year. I have no regrets. So good luck to you and we shall see you in the next video.